How's everybody doing? This is Kyle with Kinsler Brown Companies, and we are going to talk about something that we talked about the other day, which was potential. Number one, thank you so much for being part of the KB article, spending a little bit of time here, at least once a week, and over topics that will help us develop, grow our businesses and such. So, where we left off last time, we were talking about potential and got a little bit of ways into it. Remember where we left off on that? Really, what it came down to was having a person that they either have a fixed mindset or that they have a growth mindset. If we're going to hit our potential, there again, people with a fixed mindset, they're kind of stagnant. They run into obstacles, becomes an obstacle. It's nothing to overcome. It just kind of stops whatever momentum that they may have, and it doesn't much go anywhere. Um, when it comes to people with a fixed mindset as well, they may be not very good at taking constructive criticism from others. The other aspect of that is somebody with a growth mindset. A growth mindset, of course, is somebody that gets runs into roadblocks, but at the same time, they look at those as learning opportunities. They know that they need to get through this in order to get to that next step. I don't know how many roadblocks I've run into this week, but still working through those, um, as we go forward. Something that brought that to mind me with the growth mindset as well is if you are a person that's trying to get up to that level that you want to be, it's always good if you have somebody in your life, or if you know somebody that's professional, maybe it's a parent or whatever it may be, somebody that you can look up to, that possibly be your coach or a mentor. So they're individuals that have many more years experience to you than you, of course, and they have a larger networking group, and those types of things. And it's just wonderful that in order to glean from those individuals. So I think that goes with that growth mindset, because if you do have that mindset in order to take constructive criticism and also just implement the things that people say, hey, try this, been there, done that type of thing. And then going through those things, following forward with those, it will go a lot further. Um, Couple other things to talk about here, is take action. And that's very important. Identify where you want to be. Don't limit yourself from your past. I mean, if we were to, gosh, limit ourselves. I mean, I'm myself, yeah, I've hit that 50 mark now. Gosh, but then I get up, I happen to live in Omaha. That's where the Oracle of Omaha, Warren Buffett, of course, where he lives. And sometimes when I say, man, how can I change my ways? I'm kind of, in what I am, and how do I want to start anything more? We're starting to play that second round of the 9 holes now, or probably more in like the 13th hole, probably type of thing. And here, this guy, he is 92 years old, still going out there, doing Berkshire Hathaway events, still providing a multitude of information all the time. And he just always has something to add. I mean, Elon Musk as well. Well, as soon as he's done the impossible, he comes out with something new. So it just keeps on growing. So I really look up to those types of individuals. Um, when I'm looking at my career path right now. Because once you get to be a little bit later up in your years, you do know enough to kind of do some things, and you can kind of glean, and maybe you can be the coach or mentor to other individuals. But there's still a lot of info that we can get from people that are our elders. My wife and I, we've always loved hanging around the elders and stuff like that. People that are older than us, oftentimes, because just love to hear their stories, types of things. So another big thing as well, of course, if we're going to hit our potential, is that we need to prioritize our time. So try to cut out those things of each and every day that aren't going to get us to the next level, or they're just remedial tasks, whatever it may be. Of course, you want to start out every day. What are those high payout things? Start out each day. What are the high payout, easier things to do? That, hey, if this doesn't get done, gosh, things could kind of go the wrong way. Also, we need to make sure that we give time to those things that are they're high payoff, but it seems like they're just so hard to do. So it seems like those are the things that we just never ever seem to get to. And try to identify those, what are those things that you maybe have been putting off for a couple or 3 months? I know I need to get it done, but just haven't gotten to it. Maybe just start incorporating or sprinkling a little bit that into the day. And that can go well with like putting together your own schedule each day. We just come off a vacation. We got so many things that are going on with us right now. So for instance, this week, I basically every morning I would sit down, the night before, kind of saying, this is what I got going on for the next day. But then the morning of, and before we get into like the 8:30 hours or whatever it may be, and if I got meetings that are on the schedule and that type of thing, but blocking out those hours, in your day and say, hey, this is what needs to get done. This is what needs to get done. This would, on so on down the line. And before you know it, you really have a course of action. At the end of the day, you've really made progress there. So that has helped me immensely kind of getting through these days. In fact, doing this podcast today, I know I won't have time next week to do it. So because we're going to be out of town, I know I need to make this a priority, get this done, put it on the calendar, and start chopping wood and get this done. I think so. Yeah, but prioritizing your time, if it is something that you haven't done in the past, try writing out your day for you sometimes. If you kind of just sometimes you just get into days and just kind of before you know it, the day has gone by and you're just like, I don't really know what I got done. Did it really, what was the mark that I was trying to hit? What was it that I was really trying to, is this going to get us to our particular goal? And goal is the next thing, identify what that goal is. If of course you start long term, where do you want to be in 5 years from now, a year from now? And remember, we're trying to uh, change our mindset so we're doing more with our time that we have. So it's kind of like going through basic training. I went through basic training and I asked my brother, man, how did you do that? I mean, that was hard. It's just like, man, it's 8 weeks long. I think like 8 weeks long. And I don't know if I can do that. I can't take the heat. I just this or that. But one thing that he reminded me of is just do it day by day, or even more than that. Just take it hour by hour, and then just one step in front of another. And then when I learned to kind of take that in bits and pieces, because man, if I had to go through another day like this and I got to do this for 2 weeks, I can't do that. But if you just break it up by moment, and if you just start chopping wood, especially if you, for instance, if you're, whatever it is in personal or in business, if you want to get to that next step, what is it that I need to get accomplished today? Before you know it, what is it that I need to accomplish this week? But what if I put my days together, then I strung along a whole week? And now when I got a whole week done, now let's start stringing together the whole month. Am I accomplishing? Are we going in the right direction? So with that, I don't want to get too long here, but hope you guys have a great weekend. Thanks for being part of the KB article. If you like the content here, we're going to talk a little bit more about the same subject here next week, but hopefully those nuggets give you a little bit of help there. And if you like what you hear, tell a friend. And I appreciate you to tell us. And have a great day. And we'll see you next week.